G'day there, and welcome back to Camping Oz with Pete. We're Pete and Shez, and this is our 3-month dash around Australia. Well, after checking out Kununurra for the day and looking at a few of the sights and things around Kununurra, we've rolled into this beautiful rest area called Leicester's Rest Area. There's a few caravans here. There's toilets. There's a dump point. Beautiful sunset. You can travel down the road down there and you go down to the Ord River. I don't know how much water's in it. Wouldn't be too much, I would imagine. And there's also camping spots over there, and there's our little setup just there. But not too bad at all. This will do us for one night, and then we'll hop up in the morning early and push along again closer to Broome. So we headed off from Leicester's Rest Area about 5 o'clock this morning WA time. Headed to Halls Creek to fill up, and then continued on about 110 kilometres, and we've pulled up at this beautiful little camp area, free camp area called Mary Pool Rest Area. We're going to grab some brekkie here and then continue closer to Broome. Thought we'd go for a quick walk and stretch the legs while we're at the Mary Pool Rest Area. I reckon this would be flowing pretty hard in the wet season. Alrighty, after stopping at Mary Pool for brekkie this morning, we've done a couple of fuel stops and a couple of rest areas, and we've finally settled in with this one for tonight, which is Nilibababka designated rest area. So we're about 100 kilometres out of Broome, and what we're doing is just getting ready for our caravan drop off tomorrow, and then heading up to Bard Creek for a few days. Alright, so we're just doing a bit of reshuffling with fridges and packing some gear to last us a few days away from the caravan. Hey Cheryl, how you going? Cheryl's doing all the dry stuff, getting it all ready.
Yeah, good.
Good. We drop the van off tomorrow at one of the local caravan parks for a few days and just pay for the holding fee of the caravan. It's about $10 a night for 3 nights. So we're just grabbing the water from the caravan now that we're going to need for the next few days. Basically getting the toilet ready, getting our shower water ready, drinking water, and just repacking, as I said, rejigging a few things in the car, so we're good to go. This particular rest area, as I said, about 100 kilometres out of Broome, is a ripper little spot again, just to pull over for the night. It's also got toilets, it's got a dump point as well, and plenty of places to pull over and get a good night's rest.
So we are now at the Broome Caravan Park. It's about 5 minutes out of actual Broome. And we're now getting a personalised tour to our spot where we're going to be leaving Scout for 3 days, and then we shall be back staying here for another 2 while we explore the Broome region. Looks like there is a fair bit to see compared to where we've been previously. So they've allocated a spot for Scout to spend the 3 days. Pete's just reversing in carefully as he usually does. Well done. So that's all done. They've got a really cool setup here. Obviously we requested that we needed a space where there was plenty of sun, so all our electrical devices, particularly our fridges, can still operate, and we don't have to worry about the fact that they don't have sufficient solar. So they've got a really good area to house caravans or cars, whatever you're wanting, whilst you go off and do something else. And then in the front of the caravan park is actually where when we get back, we'll hitch up and then choose another spot where that is shadier, outside of the storage area which they have.
Just at the turn off now to Ord Creek, 14 kilometres up that lovely red corrugated road. Oh dear. And Zeus just had a bath the other day. Oh well, tyre pressure's down and let's go.
Okay, so we've just come off the bitumen road, Ord Creek Road, from Broome onto Manari Road, which is a dirt track, which is what we are on now. Peter's just lowering the tyres for a bit more comfort. The roads are very corrugated. Not as bad as most places, I guess, but bad enough.
30 on the back because I'm heavy on the back, and 20 on the front.
And that is where we're heading, into the horizon on this dirt road, making our way to Ord Creek.
Alright, we're in the middle of the bush here. We're just following the old HEMA maps to get down to the beach. Hey Shecky! Just had to stop and show you these termite mounds, and look at the size of them here. Alright, look at the size of these termite mounds. And there's Cheryl, look. That gives you an idea of the height. Pretty cool. Takes them a long time to make that, and they're everywhere. Anyway, time to move on.
just hit the beach here, finally got to the water. The water is absolutely spectacular. That area there is where we plan on setting up initially. I'm not sure if we're going to stay there entirely for the 3 days. We'll just see how things go. But have a look at the colour of this water. And this is where we've decided to camp for the 3 days. We're going to be here in one spot. Got a lovely sort of like an estuary running off there that we'll definitely utilise. This is kind of the inlet to the river system. That's the rocks that we saw as we first arrived, and that's where we're going to be staying at. It's in the process of just setting up. And back to where we started, facing the ocean. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's low tide. Peter and I decided to take the opportunity to go and look for some more bait, since we weren't able to find any where we were at camping. Bit of an inlet there. And we're camping just around the corner. And that's where we're camping. Pardon? If you're wondering what Pete's doing, he's trying to find a mud crab hole. While I keep look out for any sharp teeth that might want to approach us.
Oh, there's been no sandflies in there.
I was surprised there's no sandflies or mosquitoes for that matter.
Alright, I got my live bait, but I forgot to buy my aerator. So how do we make an aerator? We recycle the shower pump through the bucket of water, through the shower head. Presto, aerator.
It is.
Yeah, it's dark. It's alright. Got too much line here. Big bog. We got a fish. Well, we got a shark. Here you go. Want to hold the rod? Well done. You got him. Bloody little bugger.
That's a trevally, I think.
I broke the drought. We've been walking around the creeks today, exploring, having a great old time. But as you can see, she's a pretty low tide. We'll have to wait till probably about 7 o'clock, 7:30 tonight to get some live bait, and then we can start fishing after that.
Well, that was beautiful Ord Creek, camping right on the beach. We're now going to head off and see if we can get a different camping spot within the same area. Try more of the river as opposed to the mouth.
No, we're not stuck. We've decided to pack up from Ord Creek on the other side of the creek here, and we've now decided to take a drive out to have a bit of an explore, a bit of a look around at the other side of Ord Creek. Well, I can only imagine about 1 million years ago this all would have been underwater and some sort of reef. We're going to try and work our way up there and see what's on the other side. Not too bad. Just a series of little stepping stones to get to the top. Have a look at the rock formations.
Oh, wow.
They're so jagged and rough. And those rocks are all sharp too. Excuse the wind noise, but way over there, that's where we were camping last night. And now we're here. Mate, you could feel like you're on another planet here. These rock formations are just out of this world. Millions and millions of years of erosion. Well, in amongst our exploring today, we have come across the Willie Creek Pearl Farm. Going to take a look around in here and see what pearls are all about. Might even find a coffee. Maybe a bite to eat. What are we having for lunch today, Cheryl, from the Willie Creek Pearl Farm?
Well, since we couldn't catch our own fish, we decided to have little fish fingers and some chips, just as a snack. It is lunchtime, but we're just here for the experience, not to actually get full bellies.
And what are you excited about with your milkshake?
Oh my goodness, I'm in Western Australia and I'm going to get a spearmint milkshake. It's actually on the menu. I didn't have to ask for it. They were advertising it, so I'm really excited.
Right, now we're excited. I've got my coffee. We've got our fish and chips that we bought and we're going to share it. Cheryl's got her spearmint milkshake.
I'm a happy cat.
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
So apart from going into the Willie Creek Pearl Farm, into the homestead there, you can go on these pretty cool tours as well. We're not going to do the tour, but they do look alright. You can head out into a boat and do a tour. You can do a helicopter flight. Anyway, we'll go for a walk out and see what we can see, eh? Excuse the wind noise again.
So we are 1 kilometre away from the Willie Creek Pearl Farm. This is where we're going to spend the night before heading back to Broome. Oh, look at the rock changes here, formation. What a cool rock pool here. Big enough to actually just sit in.
This water's so clear, it's incredible. Anyway, we'll be fishing here very shortly. Hey Cheryl, you gonna catch a big one?
We can only try.
There we are, just up there, not too far from the water. After stopping at Willie Creek for a couple of hours, have a bit of a fish, realising that you should only be fishing this part of the river if you've got lots of spare tackle. We don't, so we're just looking at our options now to where we're going to sleep tonight. So our exploring and looking for another campsite has taken us across these salt flats, which should eventually lead out to a beautiful beach at the other end. Let's see how we go. Well, we followed the road and ended up at where we thought we were going to end up. But then we get here and realise we're nowhere near where we want to end up. And we're in the middle of these wild looking tracks and there's no water. Look at that. Oh, we might have found a secret hidden spot here.
Do you know what that is?
I've just spotted over there. Where are we? Just there. That's the Willie Creek Pearl Farm. Well, this is where we've ended up. And it's now Monday and we're not in the bush anymore. After searching through a multitude of tracks yesterday afternoon late, we just couldn't find the beach. It was crazy. So after a few pinstripes on Zeus, we decided we'd make our way back to the caravan park where we're staying. There's our little van just over there. It's over there, yep. And we're going to chill out here for a few days and catch up on all the washing and all the good stuff that we've got to do. A good starting point when you get to any town is, where do we go?
To the
Visitor Centre. And that'll get us a bit of an idea of what we want to see. So this is sort of just the start of Broome Township. Alright, after wetting our whistles at Matzo's Broome Brewery, trying out their paddle of sample beer and ginger beer beverages, we're going to take a walk along Broome, have a look at what Broome has to offer in regards to a bit of a self-guided walk. The Broome Regional Prison. Looks like it's just outside of Chinatown. They call it Chinatown as in a part of Broome. There's a nice boab tree full of seeds. There's Cheryl standing there to give us some idea of size. So this is one of Broome's lookouts. We get to look out over the ocean. So it's a pretty big do down here at Broome for the staircase to the moon. There's quite a few people turn out for it. What is it exactly? Well, it's a full moon tonight and we've got a low tide coinciding. So as the moon rises in that east, apparently the reflection on the sand and the ripples of the sand creates the illusion of a staircase to the moon. Anyway, we'll give it a bit longer. 6:19 WA time this happens, so we'll have a look then, eh? Well, unfortunately, a bit of cloud cover has come over. And I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but that's where it should be coming up. But unfortunately, it's just stopping the moon from coming through. Anyway, there's always next time. Bye for now. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.